with the sport. There's been some great sport to watch this weekend already.
Exactly, particularly rugby. It's great to have a bit of international rugby back with the Six Nations, isn't it? But it's not about the international rugby today. We are talking about these men. Exeter Chiefs, what a year they have had. Now, after what has been, well, the longest domestic season ever, they've now made a historic double. They've sealed the domestic and European title for the first time, just a week on from their Champions Cup win. They beat Wasps 19-13 at Twickenham to claim the Premiership title as well. All that just a decade after the club were promoted to English rugby's top flight. Austin Halewood has the story. Yeah, so I mentioned the Six Nations. We've had to wait 8 months for this, but it has returned as Ireland thrashed Italy 50 points to 17 in Dublin. Now, they scored 7. And in the Women's Six Nations, England could become champions later. That's if Scotland can do them a favour and beat France, who are the only team that can catch them. But for now, Ireland are up to second in the Moving on to the football then, Liverpool overcame more VAR controversy to beat Sheffield United at Anfield. The visitors were awarded a penalty. Now on to the SPL. Rangers and Celtic are both in action this afternoon. Hibs move up to third. On to a huge day in cycling because later on Britain could have only its second ever Giro d'Italia winner. Tao Geoghegan Hart, perfectly placed to win his first Grand Tour later. The 25-year-old. Well, from a big day in cycling to one just as big in Formula One, with Lewis Hamilton poised to surpass the record for race victories that he shares with none other than Michael Schumacher. The world champion was... Well, Dan Evans' run at tennis's European Open came to an end at the semi-final stage. The British #1 squad... Well, we all put our clocks back an hour last night. Well, I hope you did. But Venlo of the Dutch league, Eredivisie, may be hoping that they could turn theirs back maybe 24 hours, say. They were beat. He actually made 10
wasn't anyone.
saves. Yeah. So actually, it could have been a lot worse.
In his defence, I blame the whole of the defence, not just the goalie.
Exactly. You can't blame the goalie.
That's a shocking scoreline.
13-0. Can you imagine
His
that?
face said it all, didn't it?
It's really sad.
What do you do? It's a bad day at the office, I'll call that one.
Yeah, we've all had one of them. Holly, thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Something positive, eh, Holly? And you've got more good news.
I will bring you more positivity from the Exeter Chiefs, of course. Look how happy they are, and rightly so. We've had to wait 4 months for this, 4 very long months for the domestic season to be wrapped up. And it's hard to believe that just 10 years ago, Exeter Chiefs weren't even playing in England's top rugby union division. And now here they are, European and domestic champions for the first time ever. They got their hands on the Premiership trophy after beating Wasps 19-13. And after nearly an 8-month wait, the Six Nations returned yesterday. Ireland thrashing Italy 50 points to 17 in Dublin. In total to Ireland. Well, Match of the Day is coming up on BBC One shortly, so expect a lot of talk around another bit of VAR controversy as Liverpool beat Sheffield United last night. Now, the visitors, it's time. Leaders Rangers and second place Celtic are both in action in the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. Hibs are up to St Johnstone. On to a huge day in cycling then, because later on Britain could have only its second ever Giro d'Italia winner, with Tao Geoghegan Hart perfectly placed to win his first Grand Tour. And he could be by more than half a minute. Well, there was a huge moment in the UFC last night. One of the sport's biggest names announced his retirement. Shockingly, Khabib Nurmagomedov revealed his decision to fight. And a lot of people had said that he might go on to win his 30th fight, but what a legacy he leaves behind. It's just
really emotional scenes last night, weren't they? Thanks, Holly.
It's just 7:40.